Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare and sometimes self-care. So if that's your vibe, anytime during the video, you're liking what you're seeing, hit subscribe so you can see more. So today I want to talk about all the products that I'd be using if I wasn't on YouTube. As lucky as I am to be where I'm sitting today, I do wonder, like, if this hadn't all worked out, what kind of skincare routine would I be doing? Because before I got into YouTube, I was doing an elaborate skincare routine, but I was definitely sticking to a smaller stable of products. So that's what today's video is. It's just kind of like a fun take on the what if ... question mark. If I wasn't doing this, what products would I be going back to time and time again? If you're curious, if you're ready to find out what my picks are, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. So I have to tell you, I know that, like, for sure I'd still be doing a multi-step skincare routine. That's just what I know works for me. It's what was working for me before I ever got onto YouTube. It's what works for me now. So I know that I'd still be doing multiple steps, starting off with a double cleanse. So I thought about this really hard, like what would be my first cleanser? And I kind of went back to like an old school pick and like a new school pick. And I think that I would probably toggle between the two of these. So the first is the Beauty of Joseon Radiance Cleansing Balm. This product, you're probably sick of me saying it's the balm that made me fall in love with cleansing balms, but like it is, it's really one of the few cleansing balms that I really do enjoy. And it's not just like, wow, it changed my mind on this category. Like, it is so hardworking and it actually breaks down really tough eye makeup effortlessly. And I've been using it for just about a year now, and I miss it whenever I don't have it. And I think about, when am I going to go buy it again? So I know for sure that that would be a big part of my double cleansing routine. The other pick is the Hada Labo Gokujyun cleansing oil. I picked this for a couple of reasons. It is just the right type of cleansing oil texture that I like. It's not too thick. It's easy to spread on the skin. It's effective. It works really well. Although I have to say, like, nothing works for stubborn eye makeup like Beauty of Joseon, but Hada Labo does a very good job. It's so stinking affordable. It doesn't have any fragrances or essential oils. Like, it's sensitive skin friendly. It is like routinely like $12, I think, and it comes with refills. So you can, instead of buying the bottle, save a couple bucks and get the refill. So when it comes to that foaming cleanser, that second cleanser, again, I was between two. And this really comes down to my skin type kind of changing between seasons. So I think like in the spring and in the summertime, when my skin is a little bit more balanced, maybe even a little bit more oily, I'm going to reach for the Beauty of Joseon Green Plum Cleanser. This is so good because it's like that bouncy jelly type of texture that's so gentle on my sensitive skin. It never strips any moisture, but it's still a very effective cleanser. And again, it's very affordable, so stretching those skincare dollars. My other pick is the Roche-Posay Lipikar AP Plus Wash. Now, this is for when my skin would go really dry in the wintertime. So that's when I would buy this one. I think it works all year round, but I'm just saying, like, when I know my skin needs a little bit more moisture, I think I would go for this one. So I absolutely would have a toner step in my skincare routine. That is non-negotiable. I have to have one. It is actually the product that makes the biggest difference to my skin. I was just thinking the other day, I was like, would there be like a step that you would cut out of your skincare routine to like save time or to save money? Like, is there anything that you use that like maybe you don't need, like need? And I was like, I'd totally like cut out my serum. It's like the only step that I could think of cutting out. And I don't want to, because like serums target your skincare goals, but I'm just saying, like, my toner works so hard for my skin that I would actually eliminate serum over toner any day of the week. That's just me. But the toner that I would pick is the Make Prem Essence Toner. Yeah, you probably guessed that that was gonna be the one. I have a lot of toner favorites. I love toners. I love to layer multiple toners. I love all different types of textures. But when it comes down to it, what I really love and appreciate in a toner and what works so well for my skin is in the Make Prem Essence Toner. So when it comes to the category of essence, this was tough because the practical side of my mind was thinking, okay, essences can be very expensive. I don't know why, like essences, because they contain such like high concentrations, they can really run up in price, right? They can sometimes be more expensive than your serums. And so it's like, do you really need this? And it's kind of like, oh, it's kind of like the toner. It's like, maybe I would go with an essence over a serum. Probably not, but like maybe I would, because I enjoy that category so much. But that's really the key there. I enjoy this category so much. I don't think I would cut it out of my routine unless like for budget reasons I really had to. So I was like, okay, no, we're going to keep the essence category. And then I was thinking, but which ones? Because there's so many that I love and so many that I've leaned on throughout the years. Like the Misha Time Revolution essence is so good. Such a good staple essence product for really like brightening up your skin and for skin health. I love also Misha, the Artemisia Mugwort essence. So good if your skin is inflamed or red. It really helps to calm and soothe your skin like instantly. Great picks. But I just found myself really gravitating towards the Dr. Ceuracle Kombucha tea essence, which, you know, I'm obsessed with. I just bought a new bottle and I've been like waiting because I have an essence open right now. I want to finish it. And once that's finished, I'm going to open Dr. Ceuracle. And I'm just like, I'm dying to open it up. And that's really why I put it on the list, because I'm like, I am just so excited about this product still. And that's why I think it's just really captured my attention and my love and my heart. And it does a lot of what I would want an essence step to do. And especially because I was saying, like, if I'm only going to use one toner, this is the type of essence I would like to pair with that one toner choice, because it adds a little bit more balance, a little bit more moisture into my skincare routine, which my skin just really seems to appreciate that like perfect balance between hydration and moisture. It's creamy, it's silky, it feels great, but it's not greasy and heavy. It's not too thick. It doesn't overwhelm my skin or make my other skincare products feel kind of weird on top of it, which can sometimes happen with really moisturizing products earlier in your skincare routine. This just always works. I've used it year round. I love it. It brings that moisture, balance, and calming element, but it also brings the fermented tea element, which my skin just responds to so well. It really brings that brightened, like healthy complexion look. And that's really what I seek for when I add an essence into my skincare routine. So today, in 2022, the one essence that I would use, it would be the Dr. Ceuracle. But like, hit me up, you know what I mean, next year. My answer might change, but that's what brings me joy right now. So you were probably shocked when I said I would pick toner over serum. I know, but like honestly, if it weren't like seriously down to like a 2 skincare enter, 1 skincare leave kind of situation, toner would be leaving, you know what I mean? Like that's the one I'd be leaving with. But I'm going to pick out serum because it's definitely a staple part of a skincare routine. And like I said earlier, serums are the concentrated products that really help target your skincare goals. So it would be hard for me to imagine a routine without serum, but I'm just saying, if I had to, that's what I would do. But this is an area where I did pick a couple of different options, because for me, serum, like I said, targeting your skincare goals, well, that can change for me. And so I picked out 3 serums that target the most common goals or the most common concerns that are popping up with my skin time and time again. So the first is when my skin is feeling overly sensitive or it's gone full-blown irritation, itchy, or burning. I'm reaching for NIOD modulating glucoside serum. This stuff is so good. I love it. The texture, first of all, I love that. Like I said, that blend between hydration and moisture. This has that perfect blend. Love the texture. Never too rich for my skin or greasy. It just feels so good. But because the formula is focused on calming down irritated or vulnerable skin, it really just like, I have a need for it often. I have sensitive skin. Little things can really flare it up. Sometimes just shifts in weather, even stress can kind of flare up a little bit of like extra sensitivity on my skin, or maybe some redness. NIOD modulating glucosides really does target that. And honestly, this serum, I always focus on that element because that's what really blew me away about it and impressed me so much. But it also is jam-packed full of antioxidants and amino acids for hydrating the skin and just helping to support healthy skin overall. So even if my skin wasn't irritated, I'd be super comfortable using this as my daily serum because it's helping to strengthen my skin and keep it healthy. When my skin is breaking out, I am reaching for the by Wishtrend Polyphenols in Propolis 15% Ampule. You know, I've raved about this for years and years and years because whenever I'm getting breakouts, when I'm getting the inflammation and the redness, I put this into my routine and like the pimples are out of my life. It takes a little bit, like it takes a couple days for sure, but it really, really helps. And I struggle so much with chemical exfoliation. I cannot just blast my skin with benzoyl peroxide. It doesn't work. I have to be very careful about salicylic acid. So this is something that I can add into my routine to support maybe some other anti-acne products that I might be using. So I don't have to go full force with those. I can, balance that fine line for my sensitive skin, but this just really helps to reduce the inflammation, reduce the redness, the size of the pimple, and it really facilitates healing. It just works time and time again. It's gentle and I love it. And finally, I had to add in the R&W Ceramide Serum. This is kind of like a great all-in-one type of serum because we've got some peptides in here. We've got some niacinamide. We've got ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids. We've got a little bit of everything, brightening, anti-aging, barrier support. It's got that creamy, kind of hydrating, a little bit more moisturizing than NIOD, modulating glucosides, but it's got that kind of balanced texture that I love. And it's something that I have used so many bottles of, especially as I've been on that tretinoin journey, which has made my skin very dry. So I really like to keep my eye on my skin's moisture barrier, add in more moisture where I can. But hey, like you don't need like one serum to do one thing and another serum to do another. Why don't you just get one serum that does it all? And so for me personally, I just feel like I see so many extra benefits when I use this particular product. Eye cream. This one is so tough because I do have a lot of favorites in this category, but I think it just really came down to kind of like I was talking about the cleansers, like the season and what my skin is doing at the time. Because in the summertime, I love the Klairs Fundamental Eye Awakening Gel. I've used it so many summers now because it's just hydrating and plumping and cooling and refreshing and light on the skin, and it's super hot and humid days. I super appreciate that. In the wintertime, I would probably want to switch over to a cream, a texture for sure, because it gets so dry. And recently I've been noticed like sometimes even my skin gets so dry, it gets like flaky under my eyes. I'm like, ooh, no bueno, yeah? So I'm thinking cream wise, I struggled. I'm going between the Pyunkang Yule Time Reverse Eye Cream and the Benton Fermentation Eye Cream. I have to say, I would probably also sneak in the Beauty of Joseon Retinal Eye Serum. And I'm just like, I'm sneaking it in there because it's a little bit of a newer favorite of mine. And I can see myself building out a consistent routine with like a retinal eye cream, like a few nights a week, and then building, using something else alongside of that. I can see that for myself if like I wasn't a Skinfluencer. Let's talk Stratia Liquid Gold, because if you've seen any skincare routine from me, it's its own category in my skincare routine and it never changes. It's always there. What do I call it? I call it a barrier care step. Now, again, like I was saying, come at me. I'm really going in for serum today. But like I could see myself eliminating the serum step and just having the barrier care step, because Stratia Liquid Gold, there's so much in it that it does actually function like a serum. So if we were really like needing to save money, it's a tight month, right? Can't get all the serums and all the other stuff, right? I could definitely see a streamlined skincare routine where it's just like toner, Stratia Liquid Gold, eye cream, oil, moisturizer. I can see that being right for me. But those would probably be like my emergency, like it's a bad month kind of routine. But anyways, let me get back to Stratia Liquid Gold. I started using this. The first time I used it was in the fall of 2018. I've never looked back. It has almost always been in my skincare routine. Like there's been a few times where I've tried other like similar products that I slotted into that spot, and there's great ones out there for sure, but I just always go back to Stratia. For me, it's just such a good product. It's a good value. Like the price I think is so fair for the amount of product that you get. The formulation is so good. It does so many great things for my skin, but there is also for me the emotional attachment to the product, because in 2018, I actually bought the product because my moisture barrier was damaged and I was trying to figure out how to get my skin back in shape, how to heal it. And this was the product that made a huge difference in my life. It just really helped accelerate that healing journey for me, and I've never looked back since. I love mixing oil in with that too. That's been something that has really benefited my skin as well. I would probably stick with The Ordinary because it's just the theme here is affordability, right? So I think I would go chia seed like spring and summer when I'm oilier, right? And then when I'm really dry, I would go for bee oil because it's a little bit thicker, a little bit more nourishing. It's got like a calming effect to it. And these oils don't break the bank at all. So speaking of tretinoin and treatments, I would stick to agency or even Curology for my tretinoin. And here's my reasoning for this, because before I even got onto YouTube, I was using Curology for azelaic acid. And so talking about products that have an emotional tie for me and why I stay loyal to certain things, when something makes an impact on my skin, but like on my life and like my confidence level, yeah, I am going to be loyal to that brand. I started my tretinoin journey with Curology, and then in 2021, I switched over to their sister brand Agency. And the reason that I did that is because Agency, they just focus a little bit more on the well-aging ingredients, and that's where my journey has shifted to. It's less about the acne and the clogged pores now for me and more about the well-aging, stimulating collagen, fighting fine lines and wrinkles, keeping skin bright. And so Agency has a little bit more of a focus on that, although Curology can do it too. Why I really like Agency is because I can get everything I need as far as like actives in one bottle. That is actually really important for my sensitive skin because, as I was saying before, I can't blast it with a lot of stuff and I can't layer a lot of stuff. So I've been saying I like tretinoin, I like azelaic acid. In my Agency prescription, I also have tranexamic acid for brightening. I also really like that, and I have niacinamide. I can't use all 4 of those things individually spread out across the week. It will like irritate my skin. Like the prolonged exposure to those types of ingredients will just not be good. It actually has simplified a lot for me, and that's why I would stick with it. If I was not on YouTube, if I was not a Skinfluencer, if I didn't have, a lot of skincare dollars to spend, I would actually still spend a lot of my skincare budget on this because it gives me everything I need in one bottle. Moisturizers, you can probably guess. It would either be Cerave Moisturizing Cream or Illiyoon Ceramide Cream. Why did I pick 2 when I could have just picked 1? And it really comes down to the fact that Illiyoon was reformulated recently and the product significantly changed. Sometimes things get reformulated and it's not a big deal and nothing's really changed. Like Cerave has been reformulated a few times. I know some people have had problems with it. I'm just speaking from my personal experience. I haven't noticed a difference with it. Illiyoon's texture changed quite a bit. And so now I actually do have to think about 2 different ones because, okay, I guess if I had to pick one, I would pick Cerave just because I think it works when my skin is feeling a little bit more oily. My skin still works for me. Again, I'm more combination. I do get an oily T-zone, but my U-zone can get quite dry. So when I'm saying when I'm a little bit more oily, I'm not talking oily skin. I'm just talking about a little bit of oil in my T-zone. So Cerave works for me actually year round. I actually use Cerave in Greece, and I was in Greece in June. It was hot and I was sweaty and I was oily and I was using Cerave and my skin was absolutely fine and happy with it. So I know that this performs for me in all weather, but I have been noticing I like switching over to Illiyoon for colder weather because it's a little bit richer, it's a little bit more emollient and silky and moisturizing on my skin, and it's maybe even a little thicker than Cerave now that it's been reformulated. There's a few other categories that I want to talk about. Let's kick it off with sunscreen. This one was super duper tough. I have so many favorites and I was like picking a bunch of different ones for like different like climates and things like that. I think I'd probably just stick with the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen, honestly. For a few reasons. It's super, super affordable. It's really accessible because it's become so popular. Like almost all the K-beauty retailers are selling it. So I think it's easy to get and it's affordable. It fits a budget and my skin really likes it. That's definitely great. But if I had to like pick another one, or maybe like I would go in between certain ones if like Beauty of Joseon was sold out, I've really been liking the Scenic Enjoy Mild sunscreen a lot, actually. This summer, it's a little bit lighter than Beauty of Joseon. It's pretty dewy in the finish. I might go for that one. Isntree has a great one that I really like, the Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sunscreen. And I think maybe even I would throw in the Skin 1004 Hyaluronic sunscreen in there because it's so light. I was using it a lot in the summer when it was super hot, and I was just like, I don't want to put sunscreen on because it's gonna feel heavy. That's a sunscreen that I would get for that like specific like time. Slugging is something that's become more important to me over the last year. It's been really helpful. I've been really enjoying it. Now, let me tell you, I always say like you can slug a lot of different ways. You can slug with sleeping packs, and I guess I've been slugging all this time with sleeping packs. But when it really comes down to it, the reason why I slug is really about protecting my skin from dehydration and helping my skin when it's feeling really dry or really irritated. And that is often happening in the winter months. And so that's when I'm really wanting something thick, very protective for my skin. And I think if I had to just kind of pick one product to have on hand for slugging, knowing that the reason why I'm really drawn to slugging is what I just said, I think I'd just stick with like Cerave healing ointment or even Aquaphor. They're very affordable. They come in huge sizes. They last forever. Instead of like thinking about various different sleeping packs and stuff, I think because I have such a multi-layered routine, with all my skincare products, I kind of like to keep things a little bit more basic and simple for myself on the other end of things. When it comes to sheet masks and wash-off masks, I do use these products occasionally, and I do like having them on hand, but they're not like a huge core part of my skincare routine. But I will point out a few that have made a big difference to me that I know that I would like to have on hand. The Bioderma Sensibio wash-off mask, really good if your skin is a very, very irritated. And in fact, I really feel like this product has replaced my very long time favorite I'm from Mugwort mask and I'm from Honey mask, which I still really love. I love those so much. But again, if I'm thinking about a very limited budget, I would just go for the Sensibio because it does what both of those masks do: moisturize and calm, but in one package. I have said this time and time again, my favorite brand of sheet masks is from Benton. Any sheet mask from Benton is a good thing. And I particularly love the Centella Goodbye Redness sheet mask and the Snail Bee sheet masks. The Centella one is great for calming irritation. It's actually great if you're breaking out. It helps to reduce redness, kind of help to facilitate healing with the pimple and reduce inflammation. The Snail Bee line, so good. I think actually also if you are breaking out, but also great if you want some brightening, because this mask, as soon as you take it off, you will notice that brighter complexion. I think those are the only two sheet masks I would need to have on hand, because when I reach for a sheet mask, I want results. Both of those give them to me. I just have one more quick category, and I called it the emergency category. This is when I have something going on with my skin that I need to solve quickly. So the first one is the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm. This is for when my skin is super duper irritated and I need to relieve that irritated feeling on my skin fast. This cream works so fast. So if I'm maybe getting a little bit of eczema or just a lot of irritation, even bug bites can actually be like a big deal for me. I just like went to my arm because I always get bites, like mosquito bites on my arms, and they swell up like big red welts. I think I'm like maybe mildly allergic because my skin just like overboard reacts, and they're so painful and itchy, and they get like so red they actually turn purple. It looks bad. Anyways, that's when I would put like Cicaplast on that, because that actually soothes so much and really helps with the urge to itch, you know what I mean? So I love Cicaplast for all different situations. It's even helped me when my lips were really cracked and irritated. Another cream that I like to have on hand is something with urea in it. I've really been liking the Inkey-less Urea 10% moisturizer lately, but really anything with urea needs to be in my medicine cabinet. Now, I'm lucky that I have very mild eczema, but when that little bit of mild eczema goes a little bit too far and I start to get the plaques, almost like the really like bad, itchy, built up, flaky skin that's also oozing and weeping, awesome. Urea, you need it. It helps to relieve the sensation to itch. like that intense itch, it really helps to calm that down, but it also helps to break up the patchy, flaky skin. Pimples. Pimple patches are a must. I really like the ones from Purito. I think they're a really good value. I go back to those time and time again. And then as far as like a spot treatment goes, I really like the Inkey List succinic acid acne treatment. I know some people are like, oh, the succinic acid's not really the main ingredient here. I know, I've talked about that a lot, but like when it comes down to products that work and that are affordable and that don't dry the living daylights out of my skin, this is one that works for me, that doesn't irritate my skin, so I'm going to go back to it. So if I ever need a spot treatment to bring a pimple to a head, that's the one I'm going for. Okay, so that was actually a lot of products that I talked about, but really those would be the ones that I would go to time and time and time again when I'm not worried about getting in fresh reviews or worried about algorithms or worried about staying on top of trends, when I'm just worried about taking care of my skin, what works and what is worth putting my money into. These are the products that I would choose. So I hope you like this video. It's a little bit different, but it's been like a subject that's been on my mind lately. And I'm wondering if you have like a handful of products or like maybe just one product that like you will go back to time and time again, no matter what, because it just works that well. Let me know in the comment box below all those exceptional products. If you love the video and you watched all the way through, but maybe you're not subscribed to my channel, I would be so honored if you just take one moment before you go and hit subscribe. I release a lot of new skincare videos just like this one, and I do shorts as well. So consider turning on notifications so you're never out of the loop when the new content drops. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe. I am so glad that you were with me here today. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Love you so much. Bye.